not just this year, in the past couple of years, but particularly this year, you've broken some of the biggest stories that have gone on to change things in the Texas legislature, some of which have gone on to actually become literal history in the Texas legislature and things like that. So I guess first, can you just tell us about your background, how you started or why you started Current Revolt?
Yeah, I think as you know, and maybe most people know, I do have background in working in politics. I worked on the Trump campaign in 2016, the original one, and then the election campaign, and then went to work for nonprofit Empower Texans at the time, right, where we met, and then took a break for a while, and COVID hit, and like most people, COVID was a really big deal for everybody. It affected everybody, and sitting around with a group of friends, incredibly frustrated that we were stuck indoors and everybody was just kind of acting crazy and their jobs were affected at the time. And one of my buddies said, I wish I had a place where I could just write my thoughts because I'm just upset. I'm just frustrated. And so ran to the computer, put together a website and an email account, and I gave everybody access and I said, let it rip. And we've been writing ever since. So since 2020.
That's awesome. That's cool.
How many writers you guys got?
We rotate. I would say we've got probably I would say we have a staff of about 10 people. Some write, some don't, some do graphics, some do videos, some do other things. So, but that's just kind of where we're at right now.
I will say I was first intrigued by Current Revolt because I can't remember how I found it. I sort of stumbled upon it at some point, and I wasn't real sure at first. Like, they're pretty edgy, but they're also, it seems like they're like edgy in a serious way. Like, it's a lot of fun. And so I ended up subscribing and never looked back. When you have this, it's edgy, I think, right? Would you say that's true?
Yeah, absolutely. Pretty edgy especially compared to other rags out there.
Sure. Rags indeed. So I guess my question is, you have a lot of inside information. Politics is generally more of a stuffy arena and it doesn't really, you don't think of edgy when you think of politics, but you get a lot of big stories, and it seems like you get a lot of, people, and people talk to you. Do you think that's sort of the direction that things are going? Is that people are looking for more of a, you guys are serious, but you're a little bit more lighthearted about it. You're not so stuffy. Is that the direction? Do you have trouble also? Like, I don't know, if you reach out to the governor's office, is he like, this is Current Revolt?
Yeah, this is a really good question. So initially, it was hard for people to take us seriously because we write a lot of satire as well. So we have a lot of satire mixed with real what some would call hard-hitting journalism, right? And we generally were trying to figure out how to better differentiate the two as far as labeling it. And a lot of the boomer base that reads us has trouble discerning satire from what's real, right? So we'll put out a satirical article and they'll say, "Oh, I can't believe this is happening." It's like, well, it's a joke, So yeah. And then with regards to like reaching out to serious politicians, that was a very big problem early on. Nowadays, though, I have a pretty decent working relationship with quite a few of the elected officials. So yeah, they do take us seriously. And, as far as the direction that news is going, Charles will appreciate this. Michael Quinn Sullivan, one of my memories of him was we were all sharing things that we were embarrassed about or kind of shy about, and Michael admitted that he read TMZ every day. And if you know Michael Quinn Sullivan, he's like the most conservative, right-leaning, Christian kind of stuffy dude. He's a nice guy, but he's just kind of like you wouldn't expect. But he says he reads TMZ, and I remember just like laughing. I was like, "What the heck? This guy reads TMZ?" And so when I was making CR, I was like, people love TMZ. I like read. I don't go to it every day, but I love gossip. Everybody loves gossip. So that's the direction we've gone in it. We haven't looked back.
Well, I think it's interesting because you guys, in a similar fashion to TMZ, strike this interesting balance of being entertainment, but also delivering the nuggets of information that you need. And it's like, most of us probably don't go on TMZ every day, but if there's a breaking news story of something that's in the entertainment world, you're probably reading it first on TMZ, whether you see it pass by you one way or another. And I think with you guys at Current Revolt, it seems like you're really good at that as well, where, you might hear a rumor of a story or something, but the first time you're getting the details of it have been on Current Revolt. And I think there are a number of stories where that's true. And so it's interesting that you guys have found that kind of happy medium, or at least maybe trying to find that happy medium of still delivering that entertainment and being something that's captivating and compelling for people to read, but also people understanding that like, oh, this is also very serious and like something should come of this. We shouldn't just laugh about it and turn a blind eye to it.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, it's always a work in progress. We're always trying to improve. I don't have a background in writing or journalism at all. In fact, I hate reading. I really, really hate reading, and I also really, really hate writing. So I write, and my writers write for people that hate reading and hate writing. So there's a lot of images, a lot of screenshots, very to the point, very concise. Ideally, I like to put out articles that people could read in 5-6 minutes or less, and then move on with their day.